Donald Trump still wants to pass a new healthcare bill, and to do that, he is willing to throw literally millions of the poorest Americans under the bus, intentionally sabotaging the Affordable Care Act. And the way that he's going to do that is by refusing to pay billions of dollars in cost-reducing subsidies, which would of course have terrible effects on those people who need those subsidies to be able to maintain their health insurance, and it would actually have ripple effects that could destroy the entire thing. So he said this recently in an interview with the Wall Street Journal. Obamacare is dead next month if it doesn't get that money. I haven't made my viewpoint clear yet. I don't want people to get hurt. What I think should happen and will happen is the Democrats will start calling me and negotiating. So let's not pretend that something else is happening here than what is really happening. He is holding millions of Americans hostage to get what he wants in terms of healthcare. He says that it's not going to immediately die if he doesn't give them the money, but it could eventually cause a number of insurers to back out of the marketplace. That's what a lot of the experts think will happen. And he understands what sort of people will be hurt by that. It's not his buddies in Manhattan. It's the poorest Americans who desperately need those subsidies. And he says, well, I don't want anyone to get hurt, but maybe I just have to blow up the whole thing. Maybe that gets the Democrats to come. And understand that if the Democrats don't negotiate with him and he does destroy the whole thing, it's not just 7 million Americans who lose their health insurance. It's more than 30 million Americans who could be thrown off health insurance, killing tens of thousands of people every single year.
This is going to be if he does go through with it, a stupid political maneuver, because he thinks that if Democrats are unwilling to negotiate with him and all these people lose the subsidy and their premiums go up, then people are going to blame the Democrats. No, they're not.
Yeah, we've got polling data for that actually.
Oh, you do? Okay, perfect. But yeah, look.
It's short-sighted at the best.
People know what your healthcare plan is. They didn't like it, which is the reason why it didn't, go through. So what makes you think that everyone is gonna turn around and be like, oh, Trump's great, why didn't the Democrats negotiate? They don't want Democrats to negotiate with him. In fact, the biggest issue for Democrats right now is that they negotiate too much, right? And so people want Democrats to finally be a little stronger and actually represent their constituents. This is not gonna work out well for him, and hopefully he doesn't attempt it.
And the plan that he would be negotiating from is worse than what was already rejected by the Congress and that the Democrats have no standing with it. First of all, it's not as well articulated, but it is, it's far more regressive than the other.
It takes away the coverage for pre-existing conditions and a couple of other things. So it's a bill that even Republicans hated. Now you've taken out the two most popular parts of the Affordable Care Act. And he's like, oh, now do you like it? No, I still hate it. It's still dog crap. I don't want it. But he thinks that will work. I want to break down some of the numbers though. And just in case you think, well, Donald Trump, you can't take him too literally. He's just spouting off at the mouth, which unfortunately is a reality we have to accept with our president these days. A White House official was asked for comment on this and said, POTUS wants to use the subsidies as leverage. When Obamacare fails on its own, the Dems will want to come to the table. Again, it won't be failing on its own if you take away billions of dollars, but they're gonna find that out. I don't think Trump really wants to cut the subsidies because he'd get blamed for people losing insurance, but right now it might be his biggest way to force people to do something. It might be the biggest, but it also appears to be the stupidest, but when has that stopped Donald Trump? And finally, those subsidies total $7 billion last year, lowering costs for an estimated 7 million people, effectively reducing their healthcare costs by $1,000. Now, if they took away that money, then theoretically, the health insurance companies would then have to make it up themselves. And if they realize that they can't make the profit that they were before, they might well leave the marketplace. And that is the ripple effect that could lead to taking down the whole thing. Because you need those people and their money to keep the whole system working.
Exactly, that is the thing. It's the insurance market and really sort of ham-handing that insurance market, which is, as John said, the most important part of this, because it has to be fluid. It has to keep going in order for anybody to have coverage. And if you hamstring it like that, the other thing that he misunderstands is that the Republican Congress, and you kind of touched on it a little bit, John. The Republican Congress is in competition with Donald Trump too. It's not like they're in his pocket and they're together on this. So, and the longer this goes, the more blood they're gonna smell in the water on this president, and they're gonna try and get the advantage over the Democrats and the president.
Who would they blame if Obamacare fell apart? Well, 61% of the country already pre-messaging says that President Trump and Republicans in Congress are in charge, and so it's their problem, which seems fair. 31%, to be fair, would blame Obama and Democrats in Congress, willing to bet many of them Trump supporters. 7% aren't sure. Maybe think about it a little bit because your health insurance could be on the line right now.
Young Turks now has over 6 billion lifetime views. You know who did that? You did that. We're now larger than CNN, ABC, you name a news network online, we're larger than them. And you built all that as everyone scoffed and didn't believe. And here we are, guys, thanks to you. Build independent media together with us at tytnetwork.com/join.